In 1944, at the height of the war in the Pacific, 17-year-old Charles Lee enlisted in the United States Navy, where he served until the war ended in 1947. After receiving an honorable discharge, he returned home to Opelika, Alabama, completed his senior year to get his high school diploma, and enroll in Auburn University. There he met his mentor and lifelong friend, Sweet Umbach, Auburn's renowned wrestling coach. In 1951, Lee earned a Bachelor of Science degree and started his first coaching job as the head football and head baseball coach at Reeltown High School. In 1955, BRHS Athletic Director Hamp Lyon hired Lee as assistant head football coach and head baseball coach. Lee remained at BRHS for 15 years, becoming head football coach in 1965. In the fall of 1955, Coach Umbach persuaded Coach Lee to start a wrestling program at BRHS. In February of 1957, Coach Lee took his first BRHS wrestling team to the state championship tournament, which was held in Opelika. Amazingly, out of 23 teams competing, BRHS finished in third place, only 3 points behind the championship team, Opelika. In 1957 and 58, Lee's teams placed second in the championship tournament. In the next 13 seasons, Lee's wrestling teams had a record of 196 dual meet wins and only 5 losses. Lee's teams broke their own most points scored record 4 times. The 1967 team broke their previous record of 124 team points by scoring 131 team points to win the 1967 state wrestling title. BRHS had 72 individual state champions, which represented 102 gold medals. Lee's Wildcats captured 5 Alabama-Georgia interstate championship titles, with 9 individual interstate champions who brought home 14 gold medals. But Lee's greatest achievement of his coaching career, a record that will stand for all time, was when he led his BRHS wrestling Wildcats to an unprecedented 11 consecutive state championship titles. Lee attributed his success to having his teams in the very best physical condition and providing his Wildcats the latest, most up-to-date, and innovative techniques, strategies, and training of any high school in the nation. He always listened to and learned from other coaches. In addition to attending Coach Umbach's wrestling clinics and working with Coach Umbach, Coach Lee's team was one of only a few nationwide selected to attend Coach Myron Roderick's clinic held at Oklahoma State in Stillwaters, Oklahoma. BRHS's participation in Roderick's wrestling clinic represented a partnership between Coach Roderick, the nation's best college wrestling coach, and Charles Lee, the nation's best high school wrestling coach. At the same time, Benjamin Russell was enjoying great success on the wrestling mat. Head football coach Charles Lee led his Wildcat football team to win 2 consecutive Border Conference football championships. Lee was twice selected as head coach of the Alabama High School Football All-Star Game. In baseball, Coach Lee won 3 sectional tournaments and 3 times took his baseball team to the state baseball championship tournament. After 16 years, Coach Lee left the coaching field and became the principal at Lineville High School. In 1968, the city of Alexander City, in conjunction with the state legislature, declared Saturday, April 13th, as Charles Lee Day. In 1973, the Alabama High School wrestling coaches awarded Lee with a gold plaque for his outstanding contribution to wrestling in the state of Alabama. And in 1995, Lee was inducted into the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame. Receiving this award for the Lee family are Coach Lee's grandson, Eric Lee, who was an individual state champion from Oxford High School, Eric's younger brother, Hunter Lee, who was a 2-time individual state champion, and Coach Lee's oldest son, Steve Lee, who was a 2-time individual state champion and voted most valuable wrestler in 1970.